And as always, welcome back, good people. We are here, the Pulse, on the last Wednesday of Black History Month, as a matter of fact. So, yeah, shout out to Black History Month. And what I will start it all off with is uh, Representative Al Green's sign. Black people aren't apes. I just want to remind everybody of that. If you did not see his sign last night during the State of the Union address. Now, generally speaking, I go around and I ask how everybody's doing. I'm not going to skip that. Lynn, how's your week been so far?
Oh, I can't complain. It's been overall, it's been good. Just not even dealing with. Like I've always said, there's nothing that the person in the White House can do that could take me off my game. That
There
could
you go.
take me out of my stride. In fact, his shenanigans just adds color. And, hopefully we get an opportunity tonight to have some good discussion and inform and educate some folks.
That is all. Yeah, that's always the goal.
Mm-hmm.
That is always the goal. Okay, that was weird. Rich, how about you?
Let's get to it.
I got it. So, jumping right into it, we can dedicate a little time to this, talking about last night's State of the Union. If you watched, I can only presume that you all did, as I saw the text messages going in and out, back and forth a little bit. So,
bingo.
Yeah. Rich, what was your take on the State of the Union address?
Oh, not much.
Not much.
Yeah, it doesn't. People do what people do, and I've always said it's easy to sit back and point to fingers.
Mm.
Whether people like it or not, President Trump has won two different elections, and so to any two-time president of this country, whether he got elected, selected, or however y'all want to frame it, that person is going to stick their chest out to a certain degree on certain things. And then I follow that up with this. He made a statement about stopping insider trading.
Mm.
And I'll let Lynn finish it. Go ahead, Lynn.
You know what?
Insider trading for the Congress people.
No, I know.
Yeah.
At Nancy. But that's one of those things that may get tossed around but won't go anywhere. That's one of those things. When I watch these political commercials, like our guy here, Tallarico, who's trailing Jasmine Crockett, and I listen to his commercials, and he says he's going to stop that, and he's going to cut this, and he's going to, and unfortunately, most people that are listening believe that one man can do that.
That's great.
All he can do is raise the issue and try to get enough of his people to push that forward. But people are processing that information like he's going to stop insider trading. You're not. Insider trading will never, ever stop. Take it from a 7 securities license holding former reformed wealth manager. That game they got going on up on Wall Street will never stop. Insider information is oxygen on Wall Street. It is oxygen. And every now and then they'll pop somebody here, pop somebody there, just to show you that we're doing something, but it will never, ever go away. And I do not expect it to stop in Congress. I don't expect that. And I would love to be wrong.
I agree with you. I think it's one of those things that Trump kind of pushed out there to Clinton when he was like essentially taking advantage of the tax laws. If because he was like, you do it too. Essentially, your friends do it, I do it, and if you want it to change, well then stop it.
Yeah,
and he was right. He was right on that point. Like, it's a flat out truth. That's just part of the game. It really, really is. And so you can't be upset with him for pointing out that truth. But I also agree with you on that point. It sounds great for them to say.
Oh, yeah.
It sounds great. And it's an easy thing to run on because it sounds like you're getting back to the heart and to the seat of the people. I'm gonna end up investing just like you. Well, first off, most Americans ain't got those types of investments. Let's start there. So let's just start right there.
Ain't nobody in the hood trading on insider information.
Right.
No,
So yeah, I think it's wordplay, word salad, and they say it to give the whole. Well, we are like you. Well, no, I mean Gavin Newsom just got himself in trouble by saying something foolish.
Go ahead. Hold on. When y'all get to Gavin Newsom, I want to hear what y'all have to say about that. So.
Okay, we're there.
Okay.
960 SAT.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we there. Deuce.
What it do?
You got it, man. You got a good picture up. Man, filtered out. Look, you got a filter on?
Nah, man, it's a new light, man. I had tech issues over
you
here.
Moisturizing?
Are you moisturizing? They're taking you collagen, bro.
I did.
Yeah,
that's a proven one right there.
Man, looking good, bro. Looking good. So just to
motivate.
we're gonna swing the question to you, catch you unprepared. Gavin Newsom.
Be ready for this.
He always ready.
Ready.
Gavin Newsom, what is your take on his pitch to connect with the people, with the black people he was talking to?
It just sounds like Biden all over again, man. It's not like he took a page out of Biden's book, man. Gavin know he needs a black vote in order to make his run to the White House. So he's trying to secure that vote and a few other votes, right? Ain't nothing gonna change with that, man. What is it? It's kicking a dead horse. Ain't nothing gonna change. It's gonna be good for PR. It's gonna be good for PR.
And that's what
all
we
he
saying.
needs. He don't care about making a change. He needs that PR bump.
Yeah, and that's so the reason why you came in behind this, but we're correlating that with Tallarico saying that, we're going to stop, or even President Trump, we're going to stop the insider trading. Trading, we're going to get rid of that. It sounds great.
Some of them stood up. Hey, but he told them to do it. He ain't said he's going to do it. You notice
that's a hell of a point as well.
Y'all know, what was it, 10 mil he sued the IRS for?
Bill.
10 mil.
Bill.
But then he turned around and made a donation to, what was that? The
Peace Corps. Peace
Corps. Who's the chairman of the board of the Peace Corps?
He is, on behalf of the American people. On behalf of the American people.
And he can do with that money whatever he pleases.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Outside the eyes of Congress.
So, okay, so to you, it was a PR stunt by Mr. Newsom. I'm in the same boat. Yeah. I'm in the same boat. I don't think that there's any actual girth to it. There's nothing foundational, truthful about it. It sounds great to say. It's great for clickbait, right? And that's about as far as that mouthpiece is going to go. Now, I saved the best for last when it came to this because he's the one that kind of wanted to pivot to it. So go ahead, Rich. What's your take on it?
This is where I wanted to hear what other black folks had to say. And I don't say that very often. I'm not sometimes so interested in what other people have to say. I know what he was trying to do. So I'm taking away my bias and resentment towards him, and I'm trying to be very neutral here. When we as Black folks, when we say, "Hey, this white person is a racist," or they may have committed a racist act, I want people who watch this show to know that we just don't yell racism or race or a white person being a racist so quickly. We're going to be somewhat measured. I don't know if I think other Black people who are really highly intellectual said, "Hey, you were talking down to us, and we ain't playing that." I'm not going to take that approach. The only approach I'll take with Gavin Newsom is when President Biden made sure that we established a federal holiday called June 19th or Juneteenth, and trying to say thank you to Black America for helping him get elected. And Governor Gavin Newsom refused to provide an additional state paid holiday in this state, the state of California.
Oh, he pulled a McCain?
Huh?
He pulled a John McCain?
I'm going to stay focused here on Governor Newsom.
Yeah.
He would not put into law an additional state paid holiday for Juneteenth. While all the time, all the years leading up to that, he had been talking to African Americans here in California about establishing a reparations commission.
I remember that.
Yeah, let's talk about establishing reparations and this and that. So I'm not going to get myself worked up tonight.
Oh, come on now. You sound like
we'll get you there.
Yeah, you come on now. You know this.
No, not tonight.
Okay.
So I've been taking comments about my performance last Wednesday during the day. So, I have a lot of things to say about Gavin Newsom, but I think on this particular part, because he admitted he was dyslexic, I think that's that took some courage. But was he really talking down to Black people? Maybe not consciously, but subconsciously. I'm not sure. That's why I said I want to know what y'all had to say about that.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure.
Basically, the way I see it, Gavin Newsom is a C student. Now, have we had anybody else in the POTUS position who's a C student?
Biden?
I would argue we have one now.
You're being
I would
judged.
argue that we had one before Obama. The only person I could say that was an A student?
Carter?
No.
Clinton?
Obama.
Oh, well, absolutely. Yeah.
The only A student.
No, Jimmy Carter was.
Well,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll give you Carter.
What's your criteria for A?
Huh?
What's your criteria for A? Because Clinton did a lot, but he balanced the budget.
Oh, no. I'm not talking about his grade as a president.
But academically,
I've seen things that when you what's the word I'm looking for? When you grade them like CEOs,
Oh,
the best example has been Bill Clinton.
Okay.
Clinton.
Because Bill Clinton did what?
Balanced the budget.
And he written and had you with a surplus.
Yeah.
But the reason
that's what you want from your CEO.
Yeah.
But when he was talking about his SAT of 960,
right? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
I'm talking about them as students.
Right.
Oh,
Bill
Bush
Clinton,
at Yale.
hold on. If I remember
Trump
correctly,
at Wharton.
Yeah.
They were C students.
I'm not going to talk about Trump, but Bill Clinton, I'm pretty sure, was he a Rhodes Scholar?
You're right. He was.
So he academically is nobody to fool with. Of course, President Obama.
I stand corrected on giving him this. But my point is, how many times have you found yourself working for the C student? Taking orders from the C student.
Yeah.
Because that's where you learn. And I had to learn this when I first got into the world of financial services. Because I thought it was what I knew. And I said, oh, if it's a what I know game, I can win this. But then I saw people who were morons having 6-figure months.
Yeah.
And I said, well, how the hell did he ain't been to training in 2 years? How did that happen? Because it's who you know.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you know who Gavin Newsom? Now, I know Richard. You know who was his best buddy. They're not friends anymore.
Jeffrey Epstein. No, I'm joking. It's a
No,
joke.
no.
Was it the old Brown?
I'll give you no. I'll not no. I'll give you. And Brown was, but I'm talking about billionaire friendship. He was friends with Getty's.
Getty. Yeah.
They're not friends anymore.
Oh, they stopped being friends?
Yeah, because what I read was Getty's father, Billy Getty's father, started taking Gavin's side over his own son. Like and I've seen this happen where the sons. I used to work for a company where the father owned an insurance company. His son did not want to go into the business, so he gave the business to his son's best friend.
Oh no!
And that became a $1 trillion business. Trillion with a T. With a T.
Wow.
So that's what happened. I just recently learned that he and Billy Getty are no longer friends, and he misses the friendship. He hates that they're not friends anymore. But that's basically what happened.
And you know what? Since we're talking about, did Governor Gavin Newsom, when he made the comment, was he talking down to black people?
No, I believe he was being genuine, and he was trying to build a bridge. It's like a comedian that tells a joke that doesn't land.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Here's my thing.
I'm never offended.
But here's
by
the thing.
anything that somebody like you're not talking down to me.
Is Tommy Pham dyslexic?
Huh?
Is Tommy Pham dyslexic?
Who's Tommy Pham?
The guy that he was, the black dude he was talking to.
No, that dude is an engineer at Georgia Tech.
Okay. So okay.
Oh, no,
okay.
He's an engineer, but he's the mayor.
Bridge with the audience.
But isn't he the mayor of Atlanta? That guy he was talking to.
But here's my thing, Lynn. Here's why I'm pushing back against that. Either he knew the host was dyslexic, which he's an engineer, so let's assume that he's not. Then who was the you in his statement? Black America?
The audience.
I'm sorry. I ain't
He was in Atlanta.
Man, I can't even read your name because I'm like Galvin. There's so many stuff on this page. I can't even read it anymore. But that's my question.
You need me to get closer.
I know that ugly when I see it. I know that hideous sound when I see it.
Them 3 letters help you out.
I can't read the letters, but they ugly. That's my question, Lynn.
You one of those one-letter hat wearing dudes, right?
That's it. Hey. So my question, Lynn, is a math problem. Who solve for you? If you was not the host, who was you? The audience?
The audience.
Well, yeah, it was the audience.
He was trying to build a bridge with the voters and the audience.
So check this.
The same way Trump said.
That's a point for Rich.
Remember what Trump said?
That all black people
like
can't read.
Because I got a mugshot?
Well, hold on.
How did that land?
So check this out. Because I know people watch it, and we don't have just black folks watching. We have people from other races, other ethnicities watching this show. And they'll hear us talk, and sometimes we give out the traditional black reaction to things. But as much as I have my dissatisfaction with Governor Gavin Newsom, but there's something that's more important than what he said that runs deeper. When Delroy Lindo and Michael B. Jordan went over to England to present that award. Now, I've tried to look at this 100 million ways.
I can't.
All right, never mind. I'll let it go. Go ahead.
No, you're right. Listen, I'm
can't
with you.
Because I can't. Now, I'm saying if a person has a medical disability, I want to always be respectful because my mother had a medical disability.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So if you have this Tourette's, which I didn't think only 1 in 1 billion people had it, but I guess it's more common than I thought. Mm-hmm. And these people who have this Tourette's disease can just shout out anything. And they said, well, he said the N-word, but he can't control his language. And so my question is, if there had been 2 white men up there presenting that same award, would he have still yelled out the N-word?
I got the answer for you too.
Okay, go ahead. I'm done. I'm good.
Because did we hear him say anything before? No. The whole time before, he ain't say a peep. Not a solitary word.
I heard he did say some stuff, but they edited the other stuff out.
That was my second point.
That's what
So
I
they were
heard.
able to-
He
the
did
editing.
say some stuff, and they had 2 hours to cut that out. They had a 2-hour delay.
Okay.
Where they could have
What?
cut all his, they
Yeah.
could have cut all of his shenanigans out,
Mm.
but somehow they didn't.
So that makes it even worse. So
I agree.
to Richard's point, let's assume he can't control it. The thought was in his head. 2, who gets more blame from me are the editors, the control room.
Yep.
They let
Yep.
that sit in there.
So I see La Marie commenting. La Marie, I'm gonna have to agree with this person.
That's Wanda.
Oh, okay. How you doing, Wanda? So
La Marie.
my thing is, when I compare that situation to Gavin Newsom,
Okay.
then all of a sudden I feel like Gavin Newsom wasn't he wasn't purposely trying to be racist, even though it may come across as being racist. He didn't really have a conscious effort to be racist. But that
Sure.
person in England, I'm thinking you can't control. So if you say curse words and you can't control it, okay, but why would the N word be part of your vocabulary?
What you know what I've heard, Richard, is that with Tourette's syndrome,
Okay.
which I first heard about when remember Chris Jackson?
Yeah.
He played with Shaq at LSU.
Yeah.
He had Tourette's.
Oh, he had that.
Yes. Before he became Abdul Maud Rauf or whatever his name became, whatever. But yeah, he had to. That's when I learned about the condition. What I've heard is you actually end up cussing the word that you don't want to say. Like your brain is like, please don't say, please, and bam, when you tick, that's the word that you say. The one that you
I
say,
don't know,
please,
man.
whatever. That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
But look, we got to get a
It's just-
doctor. We got to get a doctor,
true.
a Dr. V, Doctor whatever on here.
Okay, well
But
then
that's
let me
your word.
let
That
me
you
let me
cuss the word that you're saying. Please don't say whatever.
Yeah.
let me
Wow,
bring it
that's
back
heavy.
home real
That's
quick.
heavy.
Let me bring it back home because was it slanderous, racist, or just ill form for during the State of the Union, the President of the United States to begin to attack the Somalian community? What form was that?
We know the answer to that, Glass,
Well, that's
man. Look
racist.
at the,
I
look at the
don't.
stuff
I
you
don't.
talk. What do you
That's
mean
the
you don't?
textbook
Look at
definition.
the trend. Look at the trend that he has put forth. I don't know. It might be gone. I think it's deleted now. But depicting the former president and first lady as monkeys, making a point to talk about DEI during your thing. I don't think one person of color got any type of award while he was there. And then he picked the whitest team, that's probably the only team that accepted, to come to the White House. He has a trend.
So hold
You
on a
know
second.
it's
And there was
racist.
the black woman that couldn't get a house in Houston,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
but she didn't stand.
So check this. Check this out.
Mm,
When he
So,
directed the camera to her, she did
Hey.
not stand up.
hey, I have at 6:23 the comment that Deuce just made, and I agree
What? About the
That-
hockey team?
about how everybody that was getting awards last night were Caucasian.
And I've never
Yeah.
seen that before. Have you?
I never paid attention to it like
of awards.
Didn't he do
at
that
the
before?
address?
Not
Yeah,
at the State of the
he's done that
Union.
before.
No.
I've never seen
No.
that before. Like,
No.
what is this awards? This was like deflection at the highest.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'm just going to deflect everything. I'm going to bring in gold medals. I'm going to
Right.
bring in Purple Hearts and medals of a freedom medal, all that crap. That's not where you do that.
yeah.
Well. Wait a minute. He's a June Gemini. He knows how to put on a show or a podcast, and he is going to do the most, like you said. But when we get on President Trump for deflecting, and then I keep coming back to this. You show me a Caucasian man born into wealth that finds himself into a hot situation. He's been trained to deflect and blame the nearest minority, and in this case, he can double down. Congresswoman Ilhan,
Ilian. Yeah.
Congressman Omar Ilhan.
Mhm.
She's a woman. She's from Africa. She's
Somalia.
black.
He's from
She's
Somalia.
outspoken. She's gorgeous. and she's a Democrat. Oh, I mean, what more do you need?
So let me push. I'm not pushing back on that, but the reason why I pose that question, and this isn't going down the whole question of is President Trump racist, because I think that's a different discussion. But the State of the Union address is used to kind of try and campaign. It's a campaign moment, right? And it's a bit of a campaign moment for those that are on the fence, as well as to expose and build up and pump out and push up the things that you have done within your first year of presidency, right? Or within a certain amount of time. And have everybody that's on the fence get ready for the midterms and begin to make decisions during that point. And so he's the worst polling president at this point in the United States of America's history, right? And I know you often make the comment that he won the popular vote, right? So a lot of people wanted what he's doing, but now the voters are actually showing, yeah, it was a very slim margin, but now the voters are actually showing something horribly different. And so in its totality, I guess the question now becomes, did he succeed in getting people off of the fence? And if so, which side did he begin to push people to? His numbers are atrocious. We'll start with you on that, Rich. I see you ready. You ready to go.
No, I'm not. So I just heard a Democratic strategist say tonight, in the last, I want to say 26 elections, that the Democrats have turned out way more than the Republicans. But yet in the 24 election, the new voter registrations were higher for Republican than it was for Democrat. So I don't know who he turned out. He got a lot of swing voters. He got a certain percentage of African-American men.
He turned out Stormy.
Ooh.
Stormy
Daniels.
Okay. So he got okay. So, but so here's when I don't like to talk too quick. So y'all were telling me that those tariffs weren't going to work, and it looks like you guys were right. Okay. But I had to wait to see how it was going to turn out.
Sure.
If he's really at 38%, that's what was reported on CNN before he did his State of the Union, then there should be a great chance that those Democrats should take back the House or the Senate, not both.
Or both.
Okay. When that election is over in November, I don't want to hear y'all say if those Democrats lost, well, President Trump cheated them, even though they both gonna be hustling for those votes. Both sides.
And I'm going to throw this out here because he also made his pitch to steal or rig the elections during the State of the Union address. He absolutely made a pitch to do it. So
so wait, let me acknowledge this.
Yeah.
In case people watch us too closely about that SAVE Act, and I said the states control their ballot box, and they do, but the federal government, when it comes to federal elections, can control who votes in them. I was wrong on that. That he could actually get possibly that passed by the federal government to say you have to be
look, have a voter ID.
Yeah,
essentially.
He could actually, and they tried to take him to court, to the United States Supreme Court. I think he could pull that off, particularly now that they went against him on the tariffs. Now that the U.S. Supreme Court has to give him back 2 or 3 victories to make up for what they just let him down on. I stopped there.
Okay, I get what you're saying. But going back to it, what has he done at this point to those voters that were on the ledge, that went into this State of the Union address listening to see what points he was going to make to sway them to begin to lean closer towards how good a job did he do?
If lying was a drinking game,
I'd still be drunk.
I'll be in the hospital.
I would still be hungover, but I would have been drunk inside of the first
3 minutes. Yeah.
He lied, and then some people say, well, an exaggerate. But if you're exaggerating Because here's how I grade lies. When you know, as it's coming out of your mouth, that it's not true, that's a lie. I don't want to hear about exaggeration or you know what he was trying to say and all that. That's what his apologists are saying. But he lied, in my opinion, about every single topic. He lied about the economy. He lied about the border, saying that no one has come across the border since he's been president.
That's a hyper. What do you call it?
That's a lie.
Hyperbole.
That's a lie.
Hyperbole.
And you know, because the guy saying it knows it's a lie.
But wait a minute. So,
What is he macking? Is he macking the country?
Hey, wait a minute.
Because that's what he sounds like.
Hold on, wait a minute. This is
macking at the club.
This is where it gets interesting about lies and how when people watch the show and they say, "Oh, you guys are so focused on race." So when he said that not one person has come across the border illegally since he became president again, that's kind of a little white lie because he's kind of exaggerating, and he's kind of exaggerating.
Why?
So you go and accept it.
Why?
Because it's a white lie.
But does that garner any respect? When you know someone is lying to you,
hold on a second.
What happens to your respect for that person?
This country, wait a minute. This country was founded on a lie.
Okay, well, look. All right, let me go one more. When he took over as president, where was inflation?
2%? 3%?
3. It was at 3. Now, he wants to talk about the roller coaster during Biden, but when he took it over, it was at 3. You know where it is now?
2.9, 2.7, 2.9. Yeah.
3.
Still at 3 pretty much.
3.
Yeah.
How about unemployment?
Let's talk about some.
How about unemployment?
Let's do unemployment.
Is it up? Is it up? Is it higher?
Last year, in January, a year ago, 25, when he took over. He took over in January 25, right? And the Biden term, unemployment was 4% even. Now it's at 4.3. We had our ups, we had our downs, right? Another number, national debt, because he wrote in talking about national debt, right?
Yeah.
He's going to save the day, put money back into America, back into America's pockets. National debt was at 34 trillion last year, January. This past January went up to 38.5 trillion.
Yep.
All right. Now let's talk about household debt, right? Because we're all Americans, right? Household debt, anything you can measure, mortgages, credit card, people taking out HELOCs, all of these are measures of debt. So last year it was at 18.2 trillion. Now it's almost at $19 trillion in a year. Household debt.
A trillion.
18 point what? 18 point what?
18.2, and I was at 18.9. Now keep in mind, we haven't had a boom in the real estate market. So it's not like those are new mortgages, right? It's not that. Credit card debt is high. Delinquency rates are up on credit cards. Delinquency rates are up on auto loans, right? But that's not stuff he wants to talk about. Somewhere in America, gas is like $1.80-something.
Oh,
but those are the numbers we're talking about.
All of his gas quotes were lies.
So hold on, wait, and I'm not disputing that one word that both of you were saying. When you get into office, y'all said he's giving the rich people tax breaks. When he says tips on no tax on tips, Social Security, then we've already gone through that because that's an absolute lie. You have to qualify depending on the amount.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's not for all industries.
That's correct.
Yep.
So when you've done all this hustle in your first year, and now it's kind of showing what you've done, you lied to do that to begin with. So why would you not keep lying?
I see where you go.
You lie to get the job, and you lie to keep.
Hold on. So check this out. A Republican would say, "Well, Richard, even with Obamacare, that's helped all kinds of people, not just black folks." President Obama said that it would not raise your rates and you didn't have to have it. And then he got caught. It did kind of, you had to have it or they was going to penalize you.
Yeah.
And so President Obama said, yeah, that's one mistake that I made. He thought he could get away with it, but it didn't turn out the way he thought. But with President Trump, he's never going to admit failure on anything I'm trying to think, when has he ever admitted he may have made a mistake? Oh, well, he had to pull the troops back from Minnesota. Now, he didn't admit no mistakes. He just said, well, let's just pull them back, and I'll send Tom Homan up there, and he'll establish the calmness. And then we'll try. He didn't say this out of his mouth, but we'll try to enforce this illegal immigration. We'll try to enforce these immigration laws, but maybe be more diplomatic. Maybe, depending on how much heat's on me at the particular time. So when I look at the State of the Union, like Oscar said, it's a political theater. I don't expect much. I don't expect to see, with this particular president, he told me, if you're black and you got a high-ranking position and I can get you up out of there, I'm coming for you. But he told me up front, because he's basically telling me all these black folks that was trying to put me in jail, Bonnie Willis, Tisha James, Alvin Bragg, and the D.C. judge, the federal judge, Shuda Khan, whatever her name is, I'm coming back for all you black folks. Now, some of you black folks like me, and I'll let you out of jail. I'll pardon you. Oh, I'll hook you up. But the rest of these black folks, they ain't got nothing coming from me. So I understand that. I understand it.
Well,
So
how can you understand that when you're the president for all?
Again, this country, we love to brag about our foundation. And so when we say on here, all of us are military or former military, we were going to die for the country. Other black folks look at us and say, y'all stupid. Look how they brought us over here. You're going to die for these particular individuals, and then they're going to turn around later and tell you, you still ain't good enough. They're going to put Jim Crow laws and everything else as a hindrance to you. That all that was based off a lie, off the fact that they said they were racially superior. So you can have slavery throughout all the history of the earth, but when they tell you we are racially superior, now we're going to enslave you for life, and then they take the fact that that black man, Anthony Johnson, was the first person in America, a black person, to enslave another black person for life, but he wasn't doing it based off of. Slow down, Richard.
Yeah, I told you we was gonna get you there.
It wasn't based off of race. So all I'm trying to say, the country was founded on a lie, and then they tried to clean up the lie. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I don't think we.
Richard, I missed the cleanup. When did the cleanup attempt happen?
Yeah,
Well,
I'm trying to find it.
Mr. Glass said it started at the 13th or the 14th or the 15th or the 21st Amendment. I don't know which one he wants to start with. I don't know.
Okay.
You have to ask Mr. Glass that question.
The cleanup of what thing? I'm sorry.
The cleanup of all the lies that we're all equated equal in God's eyes, and women are equal, and they don't have to be barefoot.
Oh yeah, no.
So you want to start the 13th Amendment or the 19th Amendment, the 14th and the 15th? Do you just want to wait till 1960s? I don't know how you want to approach this.
Because I know we talked about that, but not to pivot back to the State of the Union. Mm-hmm. I think the Republicans won this, man. I don't even think they're too concerned about the midterm elections, because what they wanted to do is done. You know how hard they made the Democrats' job is now? You know how difficult it is now. In order to come in and even attempt to balance the budget, the next president, let's assume it's a Democrat. To try to attempt to balance the budget, you have to do what? You got to raise taxes.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about taking corporate tax down. It's at 21% now. He's talking about taking it down to 15%.
Yeah,
he could probably do that, right? He already had the massive tax cut. So if the government is not getting money from the people, from corporations, or from the rich from corporations, where else are they going to get the money from?
It's always going to be from the people. Yeah.
Not the rich. I meant the rich people, right?
No, I got you.
The Republicans got their friends off the hook, even more so. And they got these corporations off the hook, man. As part of me thinks that they're not even concerned about the midterms. Not as much as we think they are. Would they like to keep their job? Of course. They're career politicians, of course. But that MAGA faithful that have businesses on the side?
Yeah. Yeah. So
you know what? I think we're making history tonight. I think I'm gonna have to agree with Deuce again.
Oh man, I ain't got my daggone tally sheet down.
Because he kind of laid it out to where he said even if the Democrats win, they're going to have to raise taxes.
And that's not part of it.
Hold on. He's conflating midterms with the next president.
Mhm.
I think the Republicans are very worried about the midterms
I do
because
too.
you're going to lose your advantage. And your
I have-
advantage is a big deal.
I have to
But
agree with
they've
Lynn.
done everything. Look
Huh?
how
I have to
active.
agree with
This
Lynn
has
on
to be
this.
the most
Look.
active first year of any presidency ever.
Did he take an L on tariffs?
Yes.
And
No,
currently,
well,
To
wait,
be
wait.
determined.
Hold on,
Huh?
hold
To be
on.
determined.
No, wait a minute. In the emergency action, he took the L. He turned right around and issued those tariffs all over again in a
for
different.
150 days,
Nah,
that's not a W.
Okay.
That's not a W.
Okay.
I think it's a pause. I
And
think
you're
it's a
looking at
pause.
refunds.
He's gonna find
How many
another
lawsuits?
authority.
How many lawsuits are coming into the government to get their money back from the bogus tariffs?
Trillions.
So now you got to deal with that. You got this
Okay, but
temporary-
let's go point
you
by
got this
point. Let's go
temporary,
point by point. Let's go
you got
point
this
for
temporary
that.
tariff,
You got to go through the Supreme Court.
and now the DHS has been shut down.
Well,
Remember we was arguing they couldn't be
No.
shut down?
wait, no,
That's
wait a
what they
minute.
are.
No,
But
hold
they're
on.
still getting paid. I think that was the actual
No, they're
argument.
getting a partial check.
Hold on, wait a
This
minute. Wait a
next
minute.
check is partial,
Hold on.
and the check after that is a black box. You
Mm,
ever get a black box check?
Hold on, Mr. Lynn.
Yo.
Because hold on, Department of Homeland Security, you are correct. It's been shut down somewhat, but ICE has not.
All I'm
because
saying is that's an L.
okay.
Yeah.
But
That's
ICE,
it.
no, wait a minute. But ICE, that's enforcing illegal immigration, enforcing the law regarding illegal immigration. ICE is not funded by that. They have their own separate funding. So when they did the funding last year, they had it set up to where they knew
Listen,
this.
I got you. All I'm saying, my point was to Deuce's point that the Republicans won.
Mhm.
I see on my score sheet and my bingo card,
Right.
I see a bunch of L's.
So here's what I
Yeah.
see.
Okay, I
I
see
see
some
stuff you
W's. Though.
can't-
I see a
stuff
lot of
you can't
financial
talk about.
W's.
He can't
So-
talk about Epstein. He
I
can't
so-
talk about it.
But Lynn,
That's an L.
his friend group that we know about, the
Right.
MAGA 7 CEOs and founders, right? The people that are over these bureaus, man, all of them are millionaires, billionaires now, right? And his network, all of them going through the roof.
All right, but
Why
you're
is the
talking about
stock
a
market
dozen
not-
people.
That's all they're concerned about.
No, what
The
I'm
MAGA
concerned
people.
about is the people in that. Because if you are a Republican in that room,
Yeah.
you got a workout last night, but you worry.
So
We
hold
gotta
on,
listen,
wait a
we
I
gotta
don't
minute.
think
do-
as worried as we
We
think.
got a
Hey,
dude
hey.
here. We got a
Ho- ho-
dude here who was having an affair with his aide.
Mhm.
She lit herself on fire
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah.
That seat is going to flip
So
from Republican to Democrat in
So-
Texas.
so check this out. Hey, Deuce and Lynn are both right. Because here's the thing. If the Democrats take back the House, and I'm gonna put money up on this, if they take back the House in November, I'm telling you that first session in January, they're impeaching him.
Oh yeah.
He'll be impeached within
I mean,
90 days.
It's not going to go
Al
anywhere.
Green has impeachment commercials running nonstop
Yeah.
now.
Oh, I didn't
It's
know
not
about
going to
that.
go
Oh
anywhere.
yeah.
Al,
So
I don't know how far Al Green stuff goes, but in
Yeah,
Texas,
I didn't know about that.
he's
So,
on
yeah.
the networks talking about he
Yeah.
is leading the impeachment charge.
so
He's
he's
proud to have been ejected
yeah.
2 years in a row.
Yeah,
So
I
he's
didn't know he was doing that.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
he
you know
filed
that nigga.
articles impeachment last year. He also filed new articles impeachment, and I think he has new signees with him for the exact same amendment violation as they were talking about for President Biden being incompetent.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait,
So,
who
yes.
has that for Biden? Who has that done?
Well, that's what they were talking about, trying to impeach President Biden when he was in office for
Mhm.
incompetence of the office. That's what they were
I
trying
mean,
to do.
And exactly. Here's my thing. Trying to do. These are all great in theory, man. These are all great in theory. Trying to do. The Golden State Warriors are trying to win a championship.
Not
Are they
this
gonna
year,
do
they
that this
not.
year? It's not going to happen, right? So this is great stuff. It's all great fairy tales, man.
Yeah.
But in actuality, we know it's not going to happen. When's the
All I'm
last time
saying,
a president was actually impeached?
Deuce. All I'm saying is, if I'm a Republican,
Yeah.
I'm not feeling very good right now.
I
I'm
mean,
not.
okay. I'm with you on that.
I'm
My
not
point, let
feeling.
me be-
I'm
let me
not
be clear.
feeling like a winner. I'm not.
Let me be clear. My point is they're not as scared as, let me say me, as I previously thought they were. I do think they are scared, especially the career. I'm not talking about the career Republicans. Let me be specific. The MAGA faithful that are Republicans in Congress, I don't think they're as scared as I originally thought they were. Simply because the moves and the votes they've done, they could have easily passed the subsidies payment, right? To garner some faith back from their base, but they didn't. There were some L's, some small L's they could have took to garner faith back with their base, and they didn't. Why?
You know what? Deuce is on tonight. I can't disagree with him.
I wanted to go down that path with you, but I can't. The reason why I can't is they being the Republicans voted to pull power away from the president when he wanted to have essentially wartime powers or be able to enact powers of war. They didn't allow him any additional powers. He was trying to pull more power to the seat, and it had to go through both houses. And they did not allow that to happen as Republicans, although they had the ability to. They removed that vote from him, and he was pissed off about it, right? And I think they did it because they knew a little bit better than to give him that type of power, because some of them still do want to maintain their careers, while the older ones are just going to resign. And that's what some Republicans have begun to resort to do, is just, you know what? I can't get on board with this. I'm going to say what I need to say. I'm not kissing the ring. I'll just resign after this, but I'm going to say what I want to say.
And you know who did that really surprised me? And I just saw something about him today. Paul Ryan. Remember him?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He got up out of there at 48. He got up out of there.
Yes.
Dude, so all I'm saying is, if I'm a Republican and I'm sitting in that room, I'm saying, oh, this dude is just telling lie after lie. Now I got to go out
and perform on
defend these lies that he is telling me.
Yeah.
And see, I'm a 1200 SAT guy. So
I never took them.
I know what, as soon as I hear it coming out the mouth, I know what that lie says. I said, you're lying.
Yeah.
But you got enough people in the room and in the country that'll buy it. You know how many people didn't vote last November?
Millions.
That could have.
Was it 13?
86 million people.
Yeah.
That could have voted. That's more than both of them got. They got votes in the 70 millions, both of them. But 86 million people said, nah, I'm good.
Okay. So
that was in the 25 or 24 election?
24.
Yeah, it was the 24 election. For the people that stayed home. We know that, generally speaking, the only thing that unites Americans is fighting a common enemy, right? And again, this is still in line with the State of the Union address. The ability or the want or the drive to begin to push the narrative to go to war with Iran, I think he might be banking on that to gel some base together in order to drive that train forward. I don't think it's going to work, especially with all the, listen, I dug into Iran and American relationships today, and I must admit there's a bit of embarrassment that I have because of our history with that country. And then there's also an understanding of, well, shit, if we committed to it, we got to do it. we got to get after it. Especially like I found out, I got to the beginning of what this was about when I began to hear about the assets and that were initially involved with why we've begun to posture at this point in time with Iran, especially when I hear about the Anglican gas company, which later changed over to BP. And I found out that our initial insertion of CIA operations happened in that country to begin to destabilize a duly elected president that ended up nationalizing their oil assets to assist their economy. And BP, or not BP, but the UK essentially nudged America on like, hey, come take a look at this. Y'all want to take this beef over for us? Y'all, because Britain, the UK was in beef. They had issues with Iran. Because Iran, once they had found out that they had the amount of oil reserves they had, and then one guy began to try to capitalize off of them, and another guy came in and said, no, that's not the way we need to be doing this, and he began to nationalize it, and then the UK's best interest or their bottom line was removed. They were like, hey, you're a young war dog. You're a young developing nation. World War One, we're losing. We need some assistance. Come help us out with this, America. Come help us out with this, America. And then we go on. Let me just, because listen, I went down rabbit holes today that I absolutely had no clue about. And then we end up playing double agent, right? During the Reagan administration, selling weapons to the exact country. And I won't go too far down on it because I know
Iran Contra. Yeah. That was tricky. That was kind of.
But wait a minute. Hold on. Listen, when we talk about certain things and people may think, oh, they're just conspiracy nuts. This is proven fact that our terrorist organization in America, our official one, is the CIA. They'll do anything and everything to keep America number one. And
on foreign soil, because the CIA technically isn't allowed to operate on American soil. That's the F. Correct. Technically, right. I said technically isn't allowed to operate or perform operations on American soil. That's the FBI's jurisdiction. But go ahead, my bad.
Wait, hold on a second. You said the key word.
Yeah. You know. But go ahead.
But no, look, when you were talking about the State of the Union, I was talking about something about race a little bit and how the show went down last night. This country, I believe, because we were raised here and born here, is the number one country on earth on putting on a show to make you believe you have a chance to be successful. No other country does it like America. And this is where I'm going to give my white sisters and brothers from Europe their just due. When they came over to this country and they didn't see no land titles and they didn't see the Native Americans carrying rifles, and they saw all that water, all that land, all that money potential, and no king.
And you know what that is? That's just human behavior.
Yes.
That's human
behavior. I think I have to agree with you on that.
That's human behavior.
I have to agree with you on that. I can't refute that. I really can't, because that's a human condition, absolutely.
People, and I had a white man tell me this. In Europe, you only have so much usable land mass, and I'm excluding Russia on that eastern part of Europe.
Sure.
In regular Europe, you only have so much usable land mass, and you only have so much natural resource. So if you need some spices, you need some gold and diamonds, you need some rare earth minerals and anything else, you're going to go right down around the black folks in Africa. You're going to go right over there with the Asians in Asia and grab everything you can. And if they ain't strong enough, you're going to grab a few of them and slave them. And if anything, you'll set up infrastructure in their countries.
Sure.
And then you'll take it back to Europe and build the biggest, baddest castles, the biggest, baddest churches and say, look at me. God has willed it. Manifest destiny. So don't think that when we do this show and we talk about racial issues and how it relates to America, don't think we can't go outside of our black skin. Some black folks can't do this, but we can go outside our black skin and go into a white person's mindset and say, I see you. I understand why you do what you do. I get you.
But listen, in the hood, if the kingpin wanted a corner or two, what'd he do?
You knock out somebody.
Yeah. It's human behavior.
Yeah.
The problem is when you don't want to own it.
You know what? Speaking of ownership,
behavior.
I'm gonna transition off of that. So ownership. There's something. Are y'all familiar with the Strait of? I'm gonna murder this name. Strait of Hormuz.
Oh yeah,
Hormuz.
yeah.
All right. Did y'all know 20% of the world's oil goes through that strait, through that part of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Hamas.
who owns
Yeah.
it right now?
Panama?
Iran.
Panama.
Iran.
Iran. Okay.
Iran. Yeah,
Yeah.
Iran owns that. So if we can get our hands into that, we can tax, have some influence, make some money off of every cargo ship that goes through there, carrying the Earth's blood source. All right.
Sure.
And the next target's got to be the Panama Canal, man. You know, he's already talked about that. You control those 2 points, you control all international trade in the world.
Well, and that's where it goes back to last night. President Trump represents the type of people that want to go out here and make their money, aka maximize shareholder wealth, and they don't care about nothing else. Period. Which I can't get mad at them personally, because that really is the foundation of our country. Because the more money I make, the more justice I have, and the more that my God is better than your God.
That part. All day. All day.
So that's what he does last night. And he told us back in 2015, I'm not giving up anything. In fact, when I get up into the White House, I'm going to really show out. And he is. He told
As a
us.
matter of, go ahead. Well, yeah. So in 2015, right? Because first off, let me act. Didn't we cripple in a very massive way the nuclear capabilities of Iran, according to this administration? Didn't we send bombs
on them? Hell, bombs over.
They were the most amazing bombs.
Yeah.
And they flew through the night.
Yeah.
And they went through tunnels. I don't know how they did it, but they did it. It was spectacular.
Hey, wait a minute. Until Israel tells me that, then
Well, that's a whole nother. I didn't bring those guys up in this fight for a reason.
I know you did.
Because look, there's so many rabbit holes that I began to go down, that information that I didn't know, that I just began to become curious about. And now I've got to go back and do a lot of digging and a lot of reading, because there's a point in history that's completely blotted out, that's not talked about purposefully. And a lot of this, it's not that you can't, because scholars have.
No, well,
it's just that what happens is when you begin to talk about it and you tell the truth about it, you can no longer continue to use the phrase American exceptionalism, because it blots that out. It blots that fictitious narrative out and away. It pushes it away, and it begins again to show America as who she is externally, right? So we destroyed their nuclear bombardment, right? Their facilities, as it were. But now, once again, we're saying that we want to make sure that their nuclear research is done and over with. Didn't we already take care of that?
Wait a minute. This goes to the heart of the State of the Union. He wants to stick his chest out. He wants to talk about patriotism and how great we are in the hockey team. You know, quote, the Caucasian collective, their great power, their intellect, their management skills. We're telling Iran, you can't have nuclear weapons. Who died and made us God? See, I've always had a problem with that, because if I'm going to say I'm pro-black and I'm for all those African countries being able to control their natural resources, and if that means we have to develop a nuclear weapon to keep you up off of us, I support that. Ibrahim Traoré.
Oh, yeah. Who died and made us God? Our gun is bigger than their gun.
My penis is bigger than your penis.
Yeah.
Same mindset.
Yeah.
Just for the chat, that was just a reference. That was not
So let's go back and remember.
Right, but that arrogance that started this country.
Yeah.
When we tell another country, you can't have a nuclear weapon, but we got ours, we have the most on earth. And then we wonder why people get mad at us as a collective and say, we're coming to get y'all.
Yeah.
We're telling Iran, we won't let you develop a nuclear weapon, because Israel's saying if they develop a nuclear weapon, they're going to come for us. But Israel, last time I checked, you already have your nuclear weapon.
Well, here's my question about what you're saying, Rich. Damn, I'm about to say I agree. Let me mark that down.
I tell you,
This is something I question. I think I talked to Glass about it, man. Iran, the Middle East, they should be pissed off at us. They should be furious at us. But I haven't heard a vocal response from them yet. I haven't heard a vocal response from the Middle East collective countries. Not like they used to do back in the day. They used to stand on their soapbox and shout to the mountaintops how they're going to take down America. I
Could
haven't
it be
heard
because
anything yet.
they're going through Ramadan?
Not even
Other than-
before.
Yeah, they are going through Ramadan. That is
Yeah,
a good point.
but that ain't. Listen, I was over there in Ramadan. That ain't slow down much. Made it worse.
Gotcha.
So my thing is, I haven't heard anything on the national stage like they used to under
But
other presidents.
I told you why. I started telling you why I thought that was when we were talking the other day, and I think it's because they've already bought their mouthpiece. Right? He didn't go over there not too long ago and come back with a plane for nothing.
that was Qatar. That was Qatar. Or Qatar.
That's a part of the Middle East, because Qatar also they also fund their form of terrorism also, according to the America.
Well, hold on a second. When you're talking Qatar or Qatar, United Arab Emirates,
Yeah, UAE.
Saudi,
And what did the UAE just do?
or Saudi Arabia? But those Muslims in those countries, allegedly, if we can trust what the U.S. media mainstream tells us, those countries have a beef with the Iranians. So you have one group of Muslims having a beef with another group of Muslims, if we're being told the truth by the mainstream media.
Okay, so let's say that is true. You still wouldn't see, generally speaking, the Muslim Brotherhood allow an infidel to interact or intersect or interject themselves in their cultural or traditional issues, that because they're foreigners. That's a part of their tradition. Now, what I will say is the UAE had a security whose head of security is the prince's or the king or prince, his brother. And they recently purchased, actually it was 4 days before the inauguration of President Trump, they purchased 49% investment with our POTUS. They don't have to be outspoken. Their money has already spoken for them. They don't have to say anything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a thing. Go check that out. I didn't want to believe it myself. 4 days before President Trump became President of the United States of America, he met with the senior advisor of the UAE. 49% stock share invested. They got it in his crypto.
Wait a minute. But that's those Muslims, because he has a great relationship with the Saudi family, and they are cool with Qatar and those other Muslim countries in that area. So, but those Muslims allegedly have a beef with the Iranian Muslims.
I get that, but the
Iran
Iranian
wants to knock off, allegedly, if I can trust the mainstream media on this particular aspect regarding Israel. Iran wants to knock off Israel. Israel probably wants to knock off Iran. Saudi Arabia and the UAE and Qatar and those Muslim countries, they don't want no part of that action. They want their money.
I don't know, because remember, they would not agree to simply glass Gaza and allow those folks to move to their countries.
Right. So when they asked Saudi, listen to this, they went and spoke to Saudi Arabia about Gaza. And Saudi Arabia said, listen to this, quote, technically for the sake of their kingdom and for their unity in their country, they said, nah,
can't do
that's a bridge too far.
Yeah.
You can't just knock off Gaza, because we have some other people from our country probably going back and forth between Gaza and Saudi Arabia. That's a bridge too far. And trust me, when I say, if we go over there and knock off Iran, they're coming back. What I want to see is when these terrorists go to bomb all these places in Africa, Europe, and America, let's see them go bomb somewhere in Saudi Arabia or Qatar or United Arab Emirates.
They already sent missiles into Qatar.
You know what's funny? The countries we're talking about, Qatar, right? We're talking about Saudi, UAE. All of those are what type of Muslims, right? Who's the predominant population there? Sunni or Shia?
Oh, Sunni? Okay.
Sunni.
Mhm.
Shia, the majority of them are where?
Iran. Okay. Okay.
So that's just another layer as to
No
why
problem. No
they're
problem.
so
No
quiet
problem.
about this whole situation.
Hey.
Just another
Yeah.
wrinkle.
Oh yeah. Yeah. There's problems between the Sunni and the
Yeah.
Shia. I won't dispute that. But I, from the impression I get from Saudi Arabia, they're thinking this Mohammed MBS, whether he's good or whether he's bad, he's
Yeah.
thinking long term. And he's trying to prepare in case this oil money runs out. We're going to position ourselves with this money we're making right now and other industries so that we'll
Yeah.
always be on top. And if that means
They
he
are
has
actively diversifying.
yeah, but if that means also as far as keeping his people unified, if that means
Yeah.
I've been telling these women they can't drive, but maybe I'm gonna give you a driver's license. Oh well, take the
So
driver's license.
let me also throw this out now. I'm waiting for Lynn to jump in. I know you've got some experience with the oil companies, but let me throw this out here. Wasn't there already some form of treaty with Iran and multiple, at least 6 different countries when it came to nuclear enrichment, uranium?
Obama did it, and Trump tore it up.
I was about to ask. You already beat me to my next step. Who ripped it up?
Trump.
Trump ripped it up. Walked away from it.
Yeah.
What was
Reneged
that
on it,
deal?
what we
What was
call
that
it in
deal?
space.
What was the deal?
Pretty
Say
much to
again?
pay Iran not to produce nuclear products. It was a payment.
We should have.
And then
We should have.
also an inspection schedule.
Yes, we were allowed. We were
Yeah,
allowed
true.
inspectors
Yeah.
in there to check and see, to check these facilities. If that was working, because with all of this comes the destabilization of their economy also, right? There's one expert who says that their inflation is up 200+%. There's another expert that says it's up 27%. But there's a lot happening that America assisted with building up, especially because of the embargoes that we've placed on Iran. But the question again that I'm asking is, especially knowing that, yeah, they control that major strait, what would be the benefit in America going to war with Iran?
So I want to address these comments about
Oh, I was about to too, man. Go ahead.
Oh,
What you got?
Yeah. No, but go ahead. Yeah, have at it.
When I say these comments about Israel, we are not anti-Semitic. I don't know why we have to always clarify that, but we always have to give a disclaimer. We hear so much about Israel from the mainstream media and from the conspiracy. When I go to the Republican Party, I never thought I would see the Republican Party ever go against Israel. And now you have certain Republicans like Tucker Carlson saying, hey, what's going on with Israel? Why are we always giving them free money? I never thought I would see that day in my life.
Yeah.
So now I'm in a state of confusion. I don't know what to believe on certain things about Israel. Israel has to protect itself. Regardless of how we may feel and how it got created or reestablished, regardless of all that stuff, I see them as a country, and they're going to do anything they can to maintain their independence. But those in Gaza and those other people in the Middle East, those other Muslims, they don't want Israel over there. They don't want Israel. They don't want those people living there. So I feel in my heart that Israel is going to do anything to survive. Well, it sounds like other countries trying to maintain their independence. They'll do anything to survive. Anything. Whether it's corrupt, whether it's righteous, it does not matter. At the end of the day, Israelis have to support Israelis. And, allegedly in this country, we're supposed to support each other too at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
So with that, do they want Iran out? Absolutely, they want Iran out. But I keep saying, if you knock Iran completely off, you should not mess with Iran. But if you go after Iran, well, then don't stop. You get Lebanon, you get Syria, knock them all out and be done.
I don't think we got
Just
too much
like
to worry
the
about
Civil
with
War.
Syria.
When they were having the Mexican American War, and they took all the Southwest, and they had a chance to take all of Mexico, and they said, I think the president said, no, we're not going to take all of Mexico. Can you imagine during the Mexican American War, if we had took all of Mexico, how powerful we would really be? Oh my God. If you think we're out of control now, you wouldn't be
That
able
would
to
be
tell
crazy.
us.
Oh, but I want to add something to that too, man. Let's not forget about October 7th,
Done.
2023. Right? There's a context behind the Hamas attack on Israel, right? Before that, Hamas is backed by Iran, right? So let's not forget there was a deal going on between Israel and Iran's mortal enemy, Saudi. Well, they're both the mortal enemies, right?
Yeah.
So your enemy and enemy were coming together to shake hands. They were doing a business deal over that time, and they were making progress on that deal. Things were looking up. Things were looking good. They didn't set a date to sign, but it was getting close. And then October 7th, right, broke all that up. And
Yeah.
Israel's been dealing with this ever since then. We know one thing that didn't happen. That's that deal, which was economic security, never happened with Saudi.
Mm.
Great point.
Yeah, it is.
Great point. And who would that really benefit for Israel, for its collective? Yes, but for Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and his group, no, they don't want that. They don't want peace. That's how he stays in power.
Mm.
So, and then AI, they're asking who's the biggest lobbyist in Washington. We know it's the allegedly it's the Israeli Jewish PAC. Allegedly.
AIPAC.
Glad. I'm sorry. What was your question, man?
Well, no, I was just what would be the benefit? I mean, what's the point of going to war with Iran? I don't think it's going to happen, but what would be the point? And I was trying to swing that over to Lynn to try and pull in some of his experience working with the oil industry and seeing if there was any further that we might be missing.
Well, I think Deuce, brought up the Strait. So when it comes down to these agendas, I always say follow the money.
Yeah.
And that's why you do it. Because first and foremost, you can, because Iran has colored themselves as bad actors as a country. And with what just went on with these protests.
Yeah.
Where I don't know where the number is. I've heard 2,000. I've heard 30,000.
Yeah, and it continues to increase.
Yeah, exactly. So they look like the bad guy, and the as Richard would say, the country with the big white hat is in perfect position to swoop in, do the right thing, pound on these people, and then redistribute their wealth. Didn't we just see this happen in Venezuela?
Yep.
Yeah.
Problem is, we don't have a guy in Iran that has committed crimes in the United States. So we got to do it different. But rolling up on somebody during their religious holiday, didn't he say something about religion last night?
That's when I turned it off.
Didn't he say something about religion last night? And before this slips out of my head, because I'm getting old, we're celebrating this USA men's hockey team.
Yeah.
But I just learned today, Canada was missing their Kobe Bryant.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really?
I didn't know Sid the Kid missed the game due to injury.
Sidney Crosby, yeah.
Yeah.
I was wondering how Canada lost.
That's
I
the
think
best.
one thing
That's
is to
the
win
best.
is
Their
hockey.
very best player
Sidney Crosby.
did not play in the championship game. I can't even celebrate that.
Hey.
That's true competition right there.
Hey, wait a minute.
I'm not gonna let a rock take my.
Listen. This, remember 1980 was a miracle?
Yeah.
That was.
This now becomes another miracle.
Yes.
46 years later.
Mm.
And
But
you
you
only
know what?
got it done.
Uh-huh.
You only got it done 46 years later because their very best player was not in uniform. He
Now,
didn't skate.
listen, here's the funny thing. When the Summer Olympics come, and let's just say the men's basketball team, USA wins. You think he'll invite them to the
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
he'll
he'll
be
invite-
he'll be out by that.
he'll invite them, but most of them will say no. And then you don't mention the women's team that didn't do that, that have been winning gold medals all of my life.
Oh yeah.
And they had a black female player on their team.
Yeah.
No mention, no love. But I just found that I find it interesting now because when I watched it last night, I didn't know Sidney Crosby was hurt.
A Canadian. You know what?
I know Canada didn't have their best player.
I thought Sidney Crosby was American. That tells you how much I knew. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was too.
It's Canadian.
So Gretzky, Canadian, Crosby. Okay.
It's their sport.
Yeah.
They're supposed to dominate it, just like the
Did
basketball.
they really create? Not to get off subject. Did they really create hockey in Canada?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Black Nova
Hold on,
Scotians.
now the Chinese are going to take it.
Well,
away
hold on.
because of the bridge, right?
It wasn't the black folks in Nova Scotia that created hockey, was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I thought they
I don't
played
know
it,
what
but they
color
didn't
folks
create
were. I just know the nationality of the sport is
Was
Canadian.
in Canada. Yeah. So the way I read the information that I opened.
And I saw that on Facebook too, and I'm like, wait a minute.
No, I didn't see it on Facebook. I saw it elsewhere. Yeah.
Okay.
I was looking at the History Channel.
And they said that the black people in Nova Scotia created the hockey?
Yeah.
What? No.
Okay. I'll pull it back up for y'all
Very possible.
and I'll send it to you.
Well, I don't want to, because when I say certain things about black people, being the original Hebrew, original Jew, and original Egyptians and all that, people look at me funny. So unless I know for sure where I'm ready to just, go to war over it, I don't know.
So
Yeah, now it was a while ago when I read it.
They
but
came from America, right? Most of them came from America.
Yep, looking for
Yeah.
freedom. Going
Look at that, man! America winning again, man. Hey,
Yeah.
what the big homie say? America's winning so much, people are coming to him saying,
Oh,
win.
is winning.
Listen,
How
hey,
presidential how
so much
presidential
winning.
is that?
I tell y'all this, and y'all laugh at me. I'm telling you something. When it's all said and done, when this man is buried, President Trump is buried, some of that crazy stuff he says, people will be saying 50 years from now because it's a hellacious hook.
"Oh man, he's going down in the history books for sure,
Hellacious
man."
hook. Here's some of his crazy statements, bigger,
Oh, yeah.
hugely, or I'm like, what?
Bigly.
Bigly.
They're
I'm
gonna
like,
be
is that a
quoting them.
bird?
Go 15.
Hey, some of those Glass, to your point.
Jesus was brown. No, he was black.
No,
I'm sorry.
What is
Sorry.
it? 2 million
Sorry.
barrels of oil a day, right, to China,
Yes.
Iran,
Yeah.
off of the dollar in the black market. Who else is doing that? Venezuela.
Wait, say that one more time.
Iran moves, for what we could track, about 2 million barrels of oil to China
Okay.
off of the petrodollar. It's not on the petrodollar, on the black
Yeah.
market,
Yeah.
like Venezuela.
Yeah.
Like Lynn was saying, you got to follow the money. That's just another layer in this whole saga. I mean, this is
It is.
man. There's so many tangents and connections to this thing. It's
Listen,
like a spider web.
Yeah, I thought I knew a little bit about what was happening in that region until I started listening all day today about the different relationships that the United States of America, has had with Iran. And I said, oh my gosh, I know nothing about Persia. Yeah, that's Iran, right? I know absolutely nothing about this place. I know absolutely nothing about the history that we have with that place. And because I started listening and learning so much, I began to become a bit apprehensive on trying to talk about it, because I know now that I know nothing about the complexities of the relationship and what's going on outside of. I know one thing. The one thing that I do know for sure is when I started looking at how things have panned out, especially America believing in sovereign nations, one nation under their own God, nations taking care. Yeah, exactly. It began to remove, once again, it solidified the point of the fictitious label of American exceptionalism.
No, America is what America is. When you look at how somebody starts their country, that's their foundation. This country was based off of colonization, period. And they came from Europe, and that's what the European countries, England, Britain, France, Spain, Portugal, they're going to go and colonize other countries. So when you talk about what they did in Iran, that can be said for any country that lets America come in there, you'll get run.
I don't disagree with that.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, America.
Well,
yeah, because when we get in there.
Yeah, when we get in.
So hold on. If we can beat Russia or China to you, we're coming. And if they beat us, we're going to still come anyway to see if we can persuade you that we're better than them.
Sure.
So it doesn't, but it's the foundation.
Well,
so everything that he does, and when the Democrats say, oh, we can't stand Trump and his behavior and this and that, that's the foundation of this country. You can't get past your foundation. That's why when AOC and Bernie Sanders and others from the far left say, we got to tear up everything and start all over again, technically, they're not wrong.
Yeah, and I look.
They're not.
It's
just when you have a bad foundation.
You got to start it all over.
When a contractor came to your house and you had a bad foundation, he would say, "Well, we gotta
tear it all down."
We started with the central bank, tear everything up,
with the central bank.
Yeah,
blow it up.
Whatever.
Blow up that central bank. Get rid of that electoral college.
But here's the problem, Richard. When you have that, you gotta come strong with the replacement, and that's where most people fall down. Right.
Well,
they don't have the like Donald Trump. Get rid of Obamacare. Right. How come he never got? The number one reason he couldn't get rid of it because he couldn't bring anything better than that to the table.
Oh,
and still ain't got nothing.
I would say no. Wait a minute. History has already shown us through President Lincoln, bless his heart. He's
top hat.
Top hat. He's half prejudiced, but that's okay. Bless his heart. Bless his heart, Mr. Glass. He started printing our own money and took us out of debt. So our country never went into debt during the Civil War. We printed our own money. President McKinley wanted to do the same thing. He met an assassination. JFK was going to do the same thing. He met an assassination. So the idea of printing our own money and taking care of our problems has been done in the past successfully with President Lincoln. He did it. So when during
a war, there you go.
Yeah. But the idea, the theory that he put into practice, printing our own money, because if you think about this, when the government says we need money, the government should be able to print their own money. They got to go to the Fed, a private group of bankers, and then the chairman to say how much you need. All right, tell the Treasury to print up the money they need, and then you'll pay us back that money with interest from the taxes that you collect.
So this is like
leave it to Rich.
Iron Bank in Game of Thrones. Is this the Iron Bank that you're referencing here?
You know what? Okay,
that's where that came from.
Y'all been criticizing me ever since
last year. Man, he'll get rid of all the branches of government. Just make it one. It'd be more efficient.
No, I did not say that.
Balances anymore, man. We don't need checks and balances. We don't need a separate entity from Congress to print money. Just let Congress do it, because Congress is highly capable. We know they're highly capable.
Let me tell you something. In the country that I served, I don't ever want to hear a child say they're hungry. In the country that I served, I don't want to hear no one turn 65 or 70 and not have the best health care on earth. I don't want to hear that. Period. Now that's the country I serve. That's the God I believe in. Because the God I believe in.
No, don't change it from country to God. How does
Well, hold on a second. When you count your money, it says in God we trust. So in the God that I trust tells me that he gives me everything. Oh, praise the Lord, Cat. Gives me everything in abundance.
You talking about on that fake money where it says in God
that's
we
the
trust,
God
right?
I serve. But
and that
the God
money
that Adam Smith, if he had a God, the God that he served coming from Europe, because they had limited economic resources, and that's why they jumped on ships and ran around to Africa and Asia and tried to grab all they could, because their resources were limited. But our resources in Africa and all those different African countries, unlimited.
And Africa is still the richest continent in the world. But with that being said, gents, we gotta transition
I shall not
to
be moved.
around the horn before my daughter started coming in here and looking at me like, hey man, you know we gotta get up for school. I gotta hurry up and get my studio built. I gotta get it built. I have to. But anyway, let's see who's on deck first. Boom! Rich.
There we go.
Let's get you around the horn.
It is
Is
February
that a hoodie? Is that a
February
Yeah.
25th.
brand?
Yeah.
See, I'm a company man, Deuce. You wouldn't know about that. Listen, it's February 25th, 2026. Some people don't know it's Black History Month. Every day is Black History for me, but somehow
See
the
it.
greater minds from the community thought that the shortest month of the year should be our Black History Month. I don't know how they figured that out, but they did. So to everyone who celebrates Black History Month and to those who celebrate June 10th, I celebrate you. Thank you.
I can dig it. Next up, Lynn.
Juneteenth. A holiday I never heard of before I moved to Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And a holiday I can never forget because it's the day before my birthday. So, you know, it's when I think about America, I always like to do it from a couple of perspectives. And all of us here have been in foreign lands where people had a view of America, had an opinion. And when I worked as a president of an oil and gas company in Nigeria, problem I heard about a lot was that they were losing Nigerians to the American dream. Because the plan was go over there, get that education, and bring that knowledge back to the continent. But that's not what was executed. What was executed was they went over there, got that knowledge, and stayed. And, you know, our country, to me, my perspective, is the greatest. However, we have work to do. And how exactly we get that work done, because I've never wanted to stray into politics, because I believe that in order to be a politician, I have to lie. And I don't want to live my life that way. Because it's like we were talking about Lance Armstrong a couple weeks ago. Like during that age of cycling, if you wanted to compete, you had to dope. And I don't want to dope, and I don't want to lie. But we've got some serious work to do. The good news is I believe that all positive, forward-looking work can be done by just having a conversation. You know, I'm able to inform and educate so many people on subjects like Black History Month and why, you know, because when people see my last name, they want to ask, "Are you Black?" And then when I hit to the fact that Medeiros is the name of the slave owners that brought us from Tennessee to Texas. Oh. So if reparations do ever happen, I think I got my leg
Stake
up.
your claim, yeah.
But I don't ever want to see that happen, because if reparations were to ever happen, every accomplishment that a black man or woman achieved after reparations would have an asterisk. And they'd always whisper, he wouldn't have all that if he hadn't got that reparations check. He wouldn't have, you know, and that's why I don't want any part of that. The world that we have to operate in is like that. It's slanted. Now, for me, that's not a problem because I can win on a slant. But too many of my brothers and sisters need it this way. And that's what, you know, ultimately should be the goal, is if we're all playing on the level playing field, we can get a lot of things done. Because the one thing I can tell you about diversity is you're not great if you're not diverse.
Mm.
Huh.
Think if your basketball team was all white guys
Mm-hmm.
in this NBA, what they winning?
3-point contest.
If they ain't the Celtics,
hold on.
he ain't winning.
And Deuce's boy, Bear Bryant, who I will give credit.
Yeah.
Bear Bryant wanted some athletes on his squad. So you know what he had to do? He had to
Diversify.
invite athletes to his house and get his butt kicked for people to say, oh, damn, we need some of them athletes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what diversity can do. But too many small-minded people see it as, oh, you're black, you're in the job. They must have gave you the job because you're black. So no.
Well,
No.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's not it. I got the job because I was invited. Diversity got me an invitation to the party, but I still had to win the job.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what people are missing when DEI and woke and all this other stuff comes up. You're missing the big picture because your mind is small.
Mm-hmm.
And the good news about a small mind is all you have to do is open it up a little bit, and now it becomes a bigger mind. And I'm out.
I can dig it. Not one, but deuce.
Got a couple of points here, man. I feel like Zack Snyder and James Gunn. You guys familiar with those two guys?
I'm not.
You sound familiar.
Oh, come on.
It does.
Come on,
James
keep
Gunn
going,
and
keep
Zack
going.
Snyder. Okay, all right. DC Universe, right? The DC.
Thank you. Yes, I know where you are now. I'm there.
Yeah. The DC where old girl was like, Kal-El, no. You know,
Yeah.
you playing that on TikTok and everywhere, right? That was Zack Snyder. It was a more dark, more militant Superman. The Justice League had more edge to it, right? And DC eventually started to go belly up compared to Marvel. I feel like America right now is in the Zack Snyder phase of that DC world, right? November, next election, some changes. We might get to the James Gunn version of the DC world, man. Well, he brought us a new Man of Steel. I think that movie, not Man of Steel, what was it? The Man of Tomorrow, right? The new Superman. Broke records.
Is it Tomorrow Man?
Maybe Tomorrow Man.
On
Might be
Disney.
Tomorrow
It's
Man.
on Disney now.
Yeah, it's on Disney now. Gave us a great black superhero in that, man. Loved it, right? James Gunn did that. Brighter version, lighter Justice League, right? So that's point one. Point two, I like how Lynn mentioned, Rich, was it you, talking about February and Black History Month. They gave us the shortest month. The way I like to look at it, they gave us the truest and realest month. Because those who know before Julius Caesar, we had 13 months. And we all know that March babies, the March babies started off the year because that's when the land thawed out so you could plant your seeds, let them germinate and grow plants and feed your family, right? That's why March is such an important month. So the only month in our current system, 28 days, February, the realest one, right? Now, June, Gemini, hold on for a second.
Go ahead.
Then let's talk about reparations, right? All I'm gonna say, if we did get reparations, I could finally buy Lynn a decent hat.
Damn.
An outcome I can see, that a possible outcome I just thought about, something else that I learned, America 1.0, which was from when we declared independence from Britain back in July 4th, 1776 to about 1790, right? America 1.0, the system we have now is inverted. The states held all the power. There was a weak collective Congress that was more like the UN, right? They were there to settle disputes, but there was no authority to enforce the solution. So the states kept doing what they wanted to do. The founding fathers saw this, acted it, and inverted the system to what we have now, and added some other layers to prevent the people from having too much power. At Rich's point, the Electoral College and things like that, right? I say that to say, I think a scary outcome, because I'm reading about the fall of empires, is America going back to America 1.0. We have a two-party system. People are calling for more parties. I think a path, I don't know if it's a good one, will be a racial political party. I can see that happening. I can see if it's not each individual party, maybe sub parties. Like you have the Republican Party, you have MAGA, you have the Democrats, you have Antifa, you have these extremists. What if other people start to fill those gaps? You have a Latino party, you have an African American party, you have the African party, Indian party, right? And then we end up going back to America 1.0, where there's too many people vying for power. The central authority gets weakened, you collapse. You take down that center tent pole in the military tent, the whole thing comes down. So just interesting outcome, man. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. Stay vigilant.
Deuce, that article that you're reading, Rome had 2 periods.
It did. It did.
I know what you're reading.
It did. It did. You're right.
That's it. The Republic and the Empire.
Mm-hmm.
And one was 240, and the other was like 250, 260.
American could
So I don't have much to say for final thoughts. Had a pretty long, I had a long day and just got a lot happening and trying to make sure I balance things justly. That's all. So all I can say tonight is ladies, keep it sassy, fellas, keep it classy, and if you can't dig that, I'll give you a shovel and try it after that. That's all I got. That's it.
Bars. Bars.
That's all I got. That's all I got tonight. I'm gonna get my kiddos to sleep and try and get some sleep myself. It's a CPAP night for sure. It's a CPAP night for sure. So as always, thank you all for coming out. We appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'll make sure I clip that so I can put it on as a bit of a commercial. And tell your friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Thank y'all for coming out. God bless and good night.
Good night.